What's up everyone, thank you for stopping by for another video. The reason you are here and the reason you clicked on this video is probably going to be seeing the difference between the Scuff controller and the Xbox Elite controller. Now both are great controllers, both come with a paddle option, and you can see right here, and both come with trigger stops. Both have the option to switch out the joysticks right there. And the Xbox Elite controller actually has one extra option of switching out the D-pad. So we're going to flip this around. We're going to get right on top of these controllers and we're going to see exactly the differences. I want to show y'all every single difference. That way you can make a better decision on which Xbox controller you actually want to go with for your gaming. Alright, so let's start off with the comparison, so to speak. So if you're holding the Scuff controller, which is going to be this one right here, you can see it looks a lot like the regular Xbox controller. When it comes to the buttons, when it comes to the joysticks, D-pad, all of that, it really does resemble the Xbox controller a lot. When you're holding it, it just feels good in the hand. A lot to do with the grips, and you can actually change this. If you like the slick grip, you can change it with these right here. These just pop right off and you can change both sides, one side, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so it feels good in the hand. The paddles, the location of them, they're fairly decent. You can either position it to where you have two fingers back there and you have one finger for each paddle, or you can position it to where you have one finger controlling all two paddles on each side. So like I said, the layout of it, fairly decent. Feels good in the hand though. The only downside about it, and this is the con, is one, you always have to play with the four paddles. You cannot take them off on this controller. So you can see, there's your back, and then there's this. Now, another downside. Let's say I have a battery pack right here. And let's say I put the battery pack in, and now I want to play with my Scuff, right? So here's a big downside, is I cannot play with the back all the way on. You can see right there, it doesn't close all the way. You can try playing. I'm not even sure if it works. The paddles are clicking right now, they're just not clicking as much. So it might still work with it halfway on, but for me it's just a little ghetto, so to speak. So let's go ahead and pop the battery pack out. We will put this back in. Now let's compare the Elite controller. So the Elite controller is actually my favorite out of the two, for many reasons. Let's look at the bottom right here with the case, and you can see I have all four paddles right, or three paddles right here. I actually only play on Call of Duty, I only play with one. But here's the benefit of it, is you can actually just take them out and use them freely. You're not forced to play with them like you are on the Scuff. You can put them in whatever order you want. Let's say I want this long one on this side. So how about we move it like that? Now I could play with two long ones on one side and two little ones on the other side. So, like I said, the possibilities, you have a lot more possibilities, especially with your paddle layout on the Elite controller than you do on the Scuff controller. However, some of the same differences, or same negatives. Battery pack, I have a battery pack in here right now. You can see this right here has three tabs close together. The battery pack, in order to stick the back of it on there, has three tabs that are separated. So whenever I'm trying to charge this, it will not charge because of this right here. See, I cannot even get the back of it on there. So in order for me to charge the battery packs, I basically have to switch it out continuously, and that gets kind of annoying. But that would be the only con for me on this Elite controller. Let me run through these benefits of it real quick. You have your trigger stops right here, one on each side. Down is activated, up is not activated. So that's pretty cool about them. Here's something else that I like about it, is the D-pad. you can take off the D-pad and you can put the normal one on. Just magnetically pops it right on. It also comes with 3 different sets of joysticks. I play with the long ones on. Let's say I want to go to the small ones. It'll look like that. But let's say I want to play with the ones that are on a normal controller. It'll look like that. So that's really what I like about the Elite, is the amount of possibilities you can play with without having to necessarily order a new controller customized to the way you want, I guess you could say. You buy the Elite controller, you pay one price, and you're able to get all these functions, all these different variations. Pairing it with your Xbox, they're both about the same. It actually, it's really just like the normal Xbox controller. When it comes to the button mapping for each controller, you can do that inside of the settings on your Xbox, as well as in the controller settings on the Xbox. It just says button mapping. If you want to map X to the left trigger, you just map it X to the left trigger. Fairly simple stuff. But yeah, so like I said, when it comes to my opinion on the Elite or the Scuff, I go with the Elite every time. I like the way the Elite feels. It's a soft plastic on the entire shell. Little bit of grip right here, not as much as the Scuff controller has, but still feels fairly well in the hand. I like the raised joysticks. I also like on the Elite controller how you have a 1 or a 2. And that basically says, hey, if I'm playing Call of Duty, I can have it in setting 1 to where my triggers or my paddles on the back are mapped a certain way. And if I want to switch it to 2, let's say I'm playing, I don't know, what's another popular game? Battlefield. Then I can switch it and it'll configure to the settings that I've set for configuration number 2. So that's where I stand on each controller. I will run through it real quick again for you. Both have paddles, both have the joysticks that you can change out. The difference is the Elite controller comes with 3 different joysticks. The Scuff controller, you have to buy separate ones. Both of them have trigger stops. The difference is on the Scuff controller, you have this tool that you stick back here and you twist to find your specific stop. On the Elite controller, it's just one simple switch, up and down. Where they start separating from each other is the fact that the Elite controller, you can change the D-pad on it. The Scuff controller, you can change the grips on it. And the Elite controller, you can change your configuration if you want 1 or 2. And both of them share the same flaw of not being able to take a battery pack, which is a huge downside for me and for most gamers that spend a lot of time playing Xbox, and I can't think of one person that actually uses AA still. So yeah, these are just my opinions. I hope the video helped y'all. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I will get back to them. I hope you all guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing as I post videos once a week. Thanks guys for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Later.